Caner Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday, and today, 3 mistakes to avoid making when you're carrying your cane for self-protection. Before we do that, a warm welcome as always. And if you haven't done so already, if you love the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. Avail yourself of the free resources. By far the most important is that no-cost cane clarity call. You do that by texting the letter CCC to the number on the screen. In less than 24 hours, we will be on a phone call with you discussing what it is that attracts you to the cane, whether it's self-protection, better movement, you have questions about the cane culture in general. We want to give you a blueprint, an action plan, most importantly, so that you get all the information as to how you can actually get cane trained in the comfort of wherever you live. That's what we do. But you're going to walk out of there much better informed, and you're going to avoid tons of lost time, funds, investing in things you don't need, and frustration. So what are 3 mistakes that we find caners making, especially if you're just getting started with this? The first one is in your training, right? And there's always, we talk about how to carry that cane. ACSD teaches there's only 2 real ways to carry this, acceptable ways, and that is a standard grip where the horn, this portion here of the cane, is facing towards you, and then our preferred for many is, just because it feels so much better here, is a reverse grip where the horn is pointing away from you. But in either case, the tip is always touching the floor. You wouldn't hang around with it this way, and this goes for you, that's, when you start training, you wouldn't be doing any handling while you're waiting in line and you're bored and you just start, because this is what you do, and you start handling this. No. The tip always goes here, but don't miss this. The first issue is you're not training in going from whatever your carry is, the manner in which you're carrying, to springing up, and we call this an ACSD, choking up. And what happens when you don't train in that, and you go to spring into action and you say, okay, I'm gonna move, you're either gonna have too much cane, and the problem with that is you can have that younger, faster, stronger individual put his hands on the cane, so you don't wanna have too much cane. But the other thing is you choke up, and then you come up here and there's not enough of that shaft or whatever it is that you're gonna move. So there's a practice in going from here to here that you need to be able to do with either hand. Either side, we can't afford. ACSD teaches, hey, we can't have that dominant side. That they both have to be dominant, because you just never know. And then also bringing it up to here when somebody is approaching you, just bringing it up to here as a passive ready and saying, this requires practice. If you're brand new to this, when you start training, you're going to notice the most common thing, and physically, from the physical component, the most ignored is choking up by far. So when you go to do an application, you find out you either have too much cane or not enough. So that's the first mistake, that avoid doing that. Train in those matters. The second one is in treating the tool like anything other for self-protection than an impact tool. This is an impact tool. That means it seeks bone. And what happens when you treat it like it might be a mass separator, like it's a blade or something that cuts, is you're going to start choosing strikes, for instance, to the midline. So you start using it to quote unquote poke, or you start using it to stab, and then where you're stabbing as well to the abdomen, things like that. When people are jacked up on adrenaline, they can take shots to fleshy areas. You want to avoid doing that. Everybody wants to go to the head. You see that? And this younger, faster, stronger, it's not a ball bag. He's got reflexes. He can see that coming. So anything coming to the midline, he's prepared for. Stop doing that. ACSD, real easy and quick to remember. Hey, if you take out the limbs, you win. And what that means is, here comes the shot. Hey, target that. Wood or aircraft grade aluminum, but metal on bone hurts. They're bone crushers, and always the one that they can't get to. And we did this last week. When you're walking and you hear, this is very difficult. This is very difficult to stop. So when you take out the limbs, including the lower limbs, you win. Target there. Treat it what it is. It's an impact tool, and that's how it serves you best. And stop headhunting, right? That can be another one of them right there. Stop headhunting, because when you're going here, they can see that. Not only that, you live in a society that's governed by laws. And listen clearly, ACSD never tells you to mindlessly go ahead and start whacking people up there. That's not what we teach, right? The idea is, God forbid, is avoidance is best. Don't be there. But if you have to spring into action, then there's a hierarchy there. And the idea is to incapacitate so that you can get away. And I'm going to give you a bonus one here. And that is, if you're looking at this tool for anything other than a walking companion, an ambulatory aid, a medical device, if you're looking at it for self-protection, if you're looking at it for better movement, please do yourself a favor and get properly trained, which includes feedback. I can't see you here, right? I don't know what you're doing. And so it's amazing how we speak to people all the time saying, well, there's one or two things that we get at the headquarters, and there's either I'm watching YouTube video, and again, this should be handled like a catalog that you can compare out there and take a look and say, oh, that resonates with me, and then find out how you can really get trained with proper professional feedback. But it's like trying to learn how to play a musical instrument by just watching video alone. And our experience with this tool doesn't amount to anything. And there's details even to just the things that I'm discussing here that are beyond the scope of the video, right? And so that's a huge mistake, is investing in this amazing cane, right? Splurging on that, but then you're not getting properly trained. And today there's no excuse, because the technology allows us to deliver the training anywhere in the world. So don't be that YouTube caner. And the other thing we get all the time is, well, I'm trained in XYZ martial art. I trained in in the military. That's wonderful, but it has zero bearing on this. It's a unique tool with a unique length, and it requires proper training like anything else. Okay, so don't fall into that trap. And to that end, again, I encourage you, I invite you to text the letter CCC to the number on the screen. Let's have a conversation. It's still early in 2024, and you can make it happen. And it's effective, it's efficient, and it's enjoyable. I'm Joe Robina for American Cane Self-Defense. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.